Welcome to the Nest Show, the podcast that brings you insights into the crypto market, trading and investment experiences, and what we're looking forward to as we navigate the space together. Before we get started with the show, I want to thank our friends and sponsors over at Prime XBT, where many of our listeners have already signed up to trade by visiting the birbnest.com/PrimeXBT. Prime XBT is the most powerful trading platform offering immediate access to over 30 assets. Users may trade cryptocurrencies, Forex, commodities, stock indices, and much more, all from a single Bitcoin-settled account.
Birb Network is an interoperable DeFi ecosystem offering token pre-sales, staking as a service, project incubation, and much more. Visit thebirbnest.com/Birb.
And now for the show. What the Nest Show is. This is a podcast brought to you by the Birb Nest community, an independent crypto and Forex-centered trading community built to sharpen each other in capturing opportunities in the markets while protecting capital along the way. What this is not: trading advice. We are not financial advisors, and you should not regard any information here or in the Nest Club as financial advice. You should always consult a licensed financial advisor before making any financial decisions.
Hey everybody, it's Crypto Birb speaking, Adrian. Welcome to this very special episode of the Nest Show podcast. As you know, we've been hosting these episodes of the Nest Show podcast for quite some time already, ever since 2021 started. And actually way before as well, because there are so many, just kind of like episodes going on the different names. But each and every single time I host another episode, I'm extremely excited because we get to meet more and more interesting and intriguing people, projects from around the space of the cryptocurrency, DeFi industry, and beyond. And on this very day, I'm very honored to have Justin of Legacy Network, who is going to actually bring some more understanding for a lot of viewers about the Legacy Network, the project, the overall concept, and the solutions that you guys are implementing. So hope that you guys are going to stay tuned. And moving kind of like to the very first part, Justin, I want to kick it off and open with a very simple question that everybody probably is just scratching their heads with. What is Legacy Network? How could you explain it to somebody who's just joined the channel, who's just new?
Okay, yeah, no problem. And thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on this podcast, a longtime follower of your Twitter. So basically, Legacy Network is a layer 1 protocol. We were originally a Forkatron, and it kind of evolved into our own network where we wanted to make it a little more focus on decentralization, focus on the community. But basically, yeah, it's a blockchain in itself. It's not just a token, and we can go from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Delegated proof of stake as well. Sorry.
Yeah. That's fine. The blockchain in itself, I like the name. I like how it actually referred to that. But you mentioned the layer 1, okay, and you may know about that, what it means. I may know about that, what it means. But the truth is, again, not every kind of like viewer or crypto enthusiast is going to be also pretty much like tech savvy geek, right? So how could you explain what does this layer 1 kind of like protocol mean in general?
So basically, there's many tokens out there. People getting into cryptocurrency, they don't quite know the difference between a token and a coin. Basically, a layer 1 is a blockchain. It's the platform on what most tokens are built upon. So I can simplify that even more by saying, currently, since we're not on mainnet, we're just on testnet, we have an ERC20 token, which is a token on the Ethereum blockchain. So what that means is there's the Ethereum token, which is what is used for their gas and everything. And we're currently a token built on Ethereum while we're building out our blockchain. But when we have our mainnet, other projects will be able to build their token or their dApps, decentralized applications, on our blockchain.
Most of the projects that you actually just meet right now, be it in the DeFi space, be it outside, is mainly focused on utilizing what already exists, right? With regards to the Ethereum blockchain, with regards to the Ethereum blockchain from from the Lightning, from Bitcoin. there are many just companies trying to actually just dance between them, also providing some interoperable kind of like cross-chain bridges, and so on and so forth. But knowing that all of that happens and is supposed to happen within the legacy network, within the LGCY legacy token, like the entire concept, the entire utility, the tokenomics. Like, could you tell me a little bit more about that?
So yeah, so I guess this would be maybe a couple questions I can answer. So right now, most things are built on the Ethereum blockchain, and anybody who's used DeFi or anything to do with the Ethereum platform, they'll run into problems as like gas. That's probably the biggest problem, right? Gas, if we're being honest, it's very volatile on the Ethereum network. It can go from $1 to $300, and
I actually paid more. I actually paid more.
Maybe a little more. Yeah, if you're trying to get in on some ICOs or something. But yeah, so the gas is a problem, but it's not. Gas isn't a problem just for transactions and users. It's also a problem for decentralized applications, because they can't really budget how much it's going to cost for them to run their platform. So that's where Legacy Network comes in, and that's where we felt we could improve. And by doing that, we've created a stable gas token, which is USDL. And what that means is there'll be no more fluctuations in gas. Every transaction will be 1 penny all the time. Since we built upon Tron, transactions will be 1 to 10 seconds, and still it'll always be very cheap. And so there's many benefits in that. Obviously, it's cheaper. Obviously, it's faster. But also, projects can really budget on it. They can set aside some money, and they can be like, I have 100,000 for to pay for gas fees to run my dApp, and I know at the end of the year it's going to be good, And also with users, another problem with Ethereum is using it as a currency, right? We can't go to the store and pay $300 for a bottle of water in Ethereum and wait 30 minutes, So it also solves that problem. So yeah, it's going to be a penny regardless if it's $1 billion or $1. So yeah,
I love this idea.
Yeah.
I love this idea. Well, actually, just scrolling through your website, with regards to the tokenomics, there is this legacy tokenomics that is just saying that burning and freezing, with regards to 79% of total supply. So 79 units out of 100 billion. Like, how does it work?
I can unpack that a little bit. So since we're initially based on Tron, we started with the same amount of tokens as them. But we as a team, we have no need for that many tokens. So originally we had 33%, which is 33 billion. We're going to burn at the end of 3 years. And the reason we needed to wait till 3 years is because we're waiting till the community was strong enough. We needed to have control and over the network and build and make sure everything's secure and set up. So we were originally planning on burning that at the end of 3 years, but with the overwhelming support we've had from not just Tron developers, but Ethereum developers all around, we decided to burn that early, just because the governing bodies that we've gotten applied for were just really good, and we felt we didn't need to extend that any longer than it needs to be. And then we also have another 33 billion that's going to be frozen in it's going to be frozen forever, and the staking rewards that provides will go directly to onboarding new developers and projects and funding them and getting them marketing and LPs and that kind of stuff.
It does sound, sorry to interrupt, but it does sound kind of like, just intriguing in a positive way, in a positive manner, that you actually decide to burn 33% of the total supply prematurely. That sounds bullish to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's we're not trying to be greedy here. We made this because we want to build on something that we believe in. So in the future, when it's fully community run, the end goal is for us to build our own dApps on our own network. So we didn't want anything, too heavy on the team side or anything, for us as well, and obviously for the future developers and users.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that, and this is actually, this deflationary kind of like approach is what I like about the projects currently, because there are so many, the DeFi, or inside the DeFi built upon a ERC-20 network, or any crypto project in general. You could see that a lot, that many projects kind of like, instead of cutting their supply, just burning the tokens, they actually chose to go for the inflationary model, that they printed more and more. They unlocked more and more. Of course, per the unit, the value decreased. And in general, again, what makes us different as the entire crypto space, when you compare that with what global politicians do in the overall global monetary policy, about the easy markets, about the easy economies, printing so much money, this is what is different. This deflationary aspect, this deflationary model, the legacy network, apparently is implementing, a lot, aside with any, with other different projects that choose to follow the same or similar deflationary model. This is what makes us different. This is what makes us, in my opinion, the way I read it, kind of like exactly the solution to the inflationary policies on the centralized version, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of how we came up with this. We're just Wes, my co-founder, and I, we were just talking, and we're just like, we had another project we were building originally on Tron, and we just kept bumping into problems, and we were just talking one day, and we're like, well, what would be the perfect network that we would love to build on? That would actually not be a scam, not be just trying to drain the users. And that's how we came up with Legacy Network. And to go on, you talked about deflationary, so that's kind of where USDL comes in. So normally DeFi projects, they reward in their own token, which I don't want to talk about price too much or anything, but when you reward in your own token, it doesn't make it technically worth more on paper. It just kind of like spreads it out, right? It's like it's inflation basically. Mm-hmm. And so what we decided to do is, when you stake Legacy for votes on our network, we're going to reward you in our stable gas token instead. So it's completely separate from our token. So it's not taken away. It's its own thing. So
I love it.
Yeah, that's a big change we've implemented.
I love it. Yeah, and there is, we kind of like, I've been so curious to hear, and I'm sure many of the followers, many of the subscribers to our YouTube channel, where we are going to pretty much like just have and keep our podcasts coming. We are interested to hear pretty much about the most recent updates and upgrades from you, from Legacy Network. Could you spill the beans a little bit for me?
Okay, I'll give one. So we've been kind of keeping our staking kind of close to our chest about our mainnet staking, but it's very close. So we'll get some out there. So it'll be the same as we've been doing on our Ferrum platform, our partnership with them. Basically, it'll be 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, and 12-month staking. And they will be paid out in 28%, up to 28% APY in the USDL token. But the interesting thing about that is, most tokens kind of pay out. They have a set price, right? So they stake one token, they get paid out in the same token, or equal amounts in another token. But it gets a little complicated with the stablecoin hangout. So what we did was, we're doing we're rewarding our users for staking legacy and paying them out in USDL at the end of the contract. So if legacy goes up in price, for example, they will actually get more APY that they staked in the beginning, right? So it gives them incentive
It's
to...
a double win. Double win.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I don't want to explain it too much. There's hints in there, the implications of that. But yeah, it just it gets them interested in the price action of it over time, rather than just having it locked in the beginning and they don't care, you know.
Okay, so it does seem that there is a lot been going on with regards to the staking, to the, like, the keyword staking mainnet, right? But what about your future plans? Like, does it also kind of like come all together with the staking, with the mainnet, or what else do you have there in store for us?
So as you know, we've been in the Tron community before. So a lot of plans we have is we're going to bring on a lot of Tron community dApps, whether it be they build on our network directly, or just make a bridge or something. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting things about it. We got our DEX going, our AMM, but we're also doing a traditional DEX. So we'll have two options to go there.
Yeah, I'm actually just happy to hear about the overall utility being implemented by congregating, kind of like just bringing decentralized applications built up on your network, especially when just like you said, what you're solving is this kind of like a fixed fee system, right? Where well, for the gas, for the transactions, which is in fact the main problem and the main issue for ERC20 tokens, with regards to the decentralized applications. This is definitely this type of volatility in dynamics. Well, I'm sure you would agree that this has always been pain in the ass for everybody, right?
For sure.
For the builders, for the users, for me as a trader, as I mentioned, I paid so much money in the fees, in the gas, let's say trading just on Uniswap, that it literally blows my mind whenever I think of it. I just try to forget, right? I just pretend it didn't happen.
It's money gone, right?
Exactly, it's money gone. And then of course, right now it's it's a tiny bit better, and hopefully Ethereum to zero is kind of like supposed to heal that matter. But again, the truth is that this market dynamics, the volatility that you can see across the market, especially with regards to the Bitcoin crash that literally made the entire market clifffold, like threefold literally, be it for Ethereum, altcoins, DeFi, all of it, right? So this market dynamics does seem to me that it is one of the most challenging kind of like problems to solve for the next months for legacy networks as well. Like, in general, for you being based or somehow connected with the Ethereum chain, do you confirm that? Do you deny?
Oh no, I agree totally. Yeah, it's So and even with our stable coin, it's not a traditional stable coin. It's the way it works is our stable coin is equal to the amount of transactions it'll cost. So if it's one transaction, 100 transactions will always equal 1 USDL. And yeah, it's a huge problem for sure. And that's what we're trying to solve. And it's not just decentralized applications. It's not just transactions. It's we want to see the space grow, and we want to see people use it at the gas station. So we like I said earlier, we want to see people use 1 USDL to pay for a soda and have it done instantly, and not have to pay $300 for their soda. So yeah, I feel like it encompasses everything, and we're trying to solve as much as we can. And moving forward, we're going to work with the community to make it better and tighter as it can be.
Sounds good, and I cannot really wait to hear more updates in the following weeks. But before I let you go, we have this kind of like a place for at the end of every podcast for our viewers, for our viewers to hear some final takeaway from our special guests. So if you have some final takeaway, some final kind of like a tip that you want to leave our listeners with, then feel free to just shoot it right now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing in our community would be how active our team members are in our Twitter, our Telegram, anything. Uh, we would love for everybody to give us input, give us feedback, because we're trying to do an actual community project. We're very focused. So we're always in the Telegram. We're always there to answer any questions, even from co-founders, from the top to bottom. Yeah, we just welcome everybody to come and talk to us. And if they have any questions, concerns, we're not afraid of anything, come say hi.
Yeah, that does sound good. The fact of you guys as Legacy Network being open to feedback, to the questions, like speaks a lot about your openness as a project. And I that definitely want to hear more about the upcoming releases and about the changes, about the updates within the next weeks. And everybody, this has been insane honor and great pleasure to have been hosting this very special episode of the Nest Show podcast with Justin of Legacy Network, who has been our guest. Justin, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor, as well as a long-time follower of yours, of course. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you back. Everybody, that's all for today that I've got for you in the store. CryptoBird speaking, and we are going to peace out. Stay safe. Cheers.
YFDI is democratizing finance by creating the most secure, transparent, and user-friendly ecosystem of DeFi products. To learn more, visit thebirbnest.com/YFDI. Radix is the first Layer 1 protocol built specifically to serve DeFi. More information at thebirbnest.com/Radix. Globe is a crypto derivatives exchange offering up to 100 times leverage on crypto and DeFi perpetual contracts with Bitcoin collateral. Sign up today at thebirbnest.com/Globe.
I'd like to thank our listeners for joining this episode of The Nest Show. If you've appreciated the depth and breadth of what you've heard with us today, subscribe to our podcast and find our landing page at thebirbnest.com. We have a vibrant Discord community which acts as our central hub of operations, and we welcome you to join us at thebirbnest.com/Discord. We also offer an extensive free bulletin on emerging crypto market trends, exclusive undervalued gem reports, and in-depth expert technical and fundamental analysis at thebirbnest.com/bulletin. We always appreciate engagement from our community, which of course means liking the video and subscribing to our page, where we insist on bringing you the highest quality content available. Also, we're happy to incorporate tips and topics from our listeners and encourage you to email us at thenestshow@thebirbnest.com. This podcast is brought to you by the Birb Nest. Thank you, and trade on.